Yo, what up? This your boy T Mizzle coming back again with another video. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be part of our Hackers Busted series, episode 5. Basically, we're going to look at some tips for you regarding hackers, okay? So, you guys already know we do have a problem in the game with hackers, and that's regarding rating 100% and taking no losses. And they actually don't have bosses that should be able to do that. And also in the Fight Club, where they're just basically winning battles and they should not be winning them. So everybody's aware of that right now. So it's no use to keep going over these hackers. I mean, it's getting frustrating because those people that want to play the game fair are getting tired of it, and it's kind of, it kind of kills your motivation. You know what I mean? So I hate to keep going over this, talking about the same people that we talk about on a daily basis, but it is what it is. But I do have a couple of tips that we're going to go over today as part of the series. And first, let's just look at something real quick. I just want to show you one thing before we do that. I do have one hacker on here. Actually, it's two I want to talk about. So let's go to the one I just got hit with lately. So you see, I have a lot of good ones here in defense, so that was good. But I did just get with this Keiki 911 guy. He's a hacker. He hit me up for 501,000 cash and 419,000 juice. Okay, so that was pretty major. Of course, I don't really care because my storages stay full anyway. But here this guy is. He got quite a bit of cash and juice, which is great for him and everything. I lost 18 street credit, which I really hate that. And in fact, that when I came on, my bosses were dead. I don't like that at all. Man, that's the biggest thing that pissed me off when I come on and my bosses are dead, So, but look at this guy. There's one thing I want to say about some of these hackers on here. I mean, hacking, we can't stop it. I mean, it's always going to be hackers out there, but look at this dude. There's two ordinary bosses there. Of course, everybody has Pretty Boy. And he has another blue boss over there. But if you see this, it's like, dude, at least try to be more, try to hide it a little bit better, Don't attack targets that you should not be able to win 100% on. Why don't you attack people that, that probably wouldn't be able to tell if you could do that? Just attack a regular size base. Don't try to attack the top bases in the game and get a 0% loss. I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious that cannot be done by this guy. You know what I mean? So that's just one thing I don't understand with those hackers. It's like it's blatantly a hacker. But anyway, hopefully this right here, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, let's go back. So what I wanted to really go over is, so we have this guy, okay? And there's another guy that is really pissing everybody off. Let's just talk about him real quick. Because, and this is IGG. I know you're listening. And this guy's been reported multiple times. I'm going to find him real quick. And I know, everybody don't know about him, but just some of the top players, I mean, we kind of all gotten to know each other now. The ones that are legit, you can tell. But when we keep seeing this guy moving through the ranks, Fenrir Saga, and I know I keep talking about this same guy, but it's the fact that now this guy has level 120 plus bosses, and I'm talking about elite bosses. You know what I mean? And he's been reported, but the bad part about it is he's still in the game. And eventually, like I said, like right now, they may be looking at this guy thinking like, oh, what do you mean? He's legit. This guy can do that. Look at his bosses. Yeah, those bosses suck. I mean, you can't be a full legend. I mean, he's in Fight Club. Anybody with a full legendary team can crush him. Even though you have a team of 120 plus elite bosses, the blue bosses. If you have a team of legendary bosses, you can crush this guy. Even if you were level 80 or 90, you know what I mean? You can crush him. Those bosses are nowhere near the power of your legendary bosses. But somehow he's supposedly beating us. I mean, and not only me, he's beating like the top dudes that, I'm like me, myself, I'm not considered one of the top players as far as the power, bosses are concerned. But when you go to the top of these ranks, you got people like SMG, Rang Rang, Kamiya, TRX7, King H. Those are just some of the big names in the game that, if you battle any of them, these guys are hard to beat in the Fight Club. Their bosses are strong. And a lot of them, I don't even attempt to try to take them out because I know it's going to be a loss for me. Now, sometime I can beat them, but it's still one of those battles where you're like, yeah, I'll just skip that guy, But somehow, this one guy, Fenrir Saga, I think that's his name, however you want to say it. And I just want to go to him again here. Because, like I say, he's been reported multiple times, and he's here. He fell in the ranks overnight. Here we go. I found him. This guy here. He fell in the ranks overnight, but he's going to move his way back down to the top 10. Somehow, this guy still is in the game. And like I said, he's been playing with all his ordinary bosses. It's not ordinary. I apologize. His elite bosses, the blue ones, they're 120 plus. That's ridiculous. It's nobody in the game. He's got to have the highest bosses in the game, and not to mention that they're elite bosses. They're not even legendaries, but he spent a lot of time on those. I don't know how to hack. I don't know exactly how it works, but it must be a pretty fast win because he has to be like moving through those levels very fast to get that high. You know what I mean? So anyway, this guy here, I can't say it enough. Why haven't this guy been banned yet? I don't get it. Why has he not been banned? Everyone that has played in the top 100 can tell you this is a hacker. So IGG, if you listen to this, please, can we get this guy out of the game? This is just one of many, I know, but or just, implement replays. But still, I don't even want this guy in the game after. It's just, like I said, let's get rid of him. But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to do on who the hackers are. It's no use to cover them every day. What we want to do now, I just want to give you guys a couple of tips that me and some of the friends that I've been playing with in the game that we're starting to do now, okay? So first, as you notice, I don't have any of my bosses in their base, okay? So basically, the strategy we're going to start using until we get the hacking under control, and this is my recommendation to anyone out there, okay? And maybe I'll make another video on this, but since you guys are already taking advantage of listening to this video, basically what you want to do is take all your bosses out of your boss bases, okay, before you log off the game, okay? Because basically, if you want to get back on, let's say you want to log off for 10 or 15 minutes, or just maybe you have to get off your phone, or you might be at work, you want to get a quick game or whatever, just take your bosses out, okay? That way, when you log off the game and you want to come right back on in like 2 or 3 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, you don't come back to all dead bosses and wait for them to res. You can come back. Your base is going to get hit. It don't matter if your boss is in there or not. So the hackers are going to 100% you anyway. So take the bosses out so they don't take the loss. So you don't take the loss of losing. You don't lose them, okay? There's no use of trying to defend it. Just take the bosses out, okay? So that's what I'm going to recommend to everybody from now on until the hackers are gone. Take your bosses out of your boss bases so they don't get killed when they come in 100% your base, okay? That way you don't have to worry about them dying and have to wait for them to res again, all right? That's the number one tip I can give you right now, okay? As far as the shield goes, the shield is good, but it don't really work for me because when I get on, I'm going to raid. So a 12-hour shield means that you can't raid anybody if you want to keep the shield. Me personally, that don't work because I want to level my guys up as quickly as possible. So yeah, if I'm going to sleep, I don't mind, but I don't really care about the 12-hour shield. Yeah, it's a good defense, but unless you're trying to farm, which means you don't want to really raid, you want to stay at your current level, then farming, the 12-hour shield is not really a good place to be right now, in my opinion. So I don't care about that. I just care the thing I care mostly about is getting on and my freaking bosses are dead and I have to wait for them to rest to do my raids or whatever, I just can't stand that. So that's my number one tip. Take your bosses out of your boss base before you log off the game. That way you don't have to worry about coming back on and they're dead, unless you're gonna be off for a few hours, then it don't matter. But that's what I would do. So anyway, that's the number one tip for you against these hackers, okay? Other than that, you can continue to report them. If you're going to report a hacker, remember, make sure you have a good indicator that they're a hacker. One thing I will tell you is that it's hard to tell. When I realized looking at some of these pictures people have been sending and looking at their base, it's hard to tell if someone's a hacker just by that, because a hacker, they don't have to have their, like for instance, like now, they know it's hackers in the game, so you can leave your base like this all the time. You don't ever have to have your bosses out there, you know, when you're offline. So you could take them, put them up, and nobody don't know what you have. But if you face them in the fight club, that's a good indicator. You can pretty much tell if you face them in the fight club, because you get an opportunity to see their bosses, you know, and what levels their bosses they have, because there's no reason to not put your best team in the fight club. Okay, no reason at all. You want a good defense so you don't get beat, even though you know it's hackers. So there's no reason not to put your best in there. So when you know, so that's one thing I tell you. If you face them in the fight club and then you go to their base and you know they don't have it, then that's a good indicator they're a hacker. Okay, a very good indicator. So stuff like that are good ways to tell if someone's a hacker. Okay, other than that, it's not really always 100%, but there are some that you can tell just by facing them in the fight club, and then of course looking at their base. If they have one boss base, and then that's it. We obviously know that. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for today. I hadn't did a video in a day or two, and you know, because I've been so frustrated, and just I've been trying to wait patiently. You know, I think I'm done spending my money now. I'm gonna wait until the next update come out before I spend any more money on gold. Okay. I did go ahead and upgrade my towers to level 7, so you know that's what level those are. See these towers back here? Yep, these are level 7 towers. My boss bases are level 15, so I did do that. And basically, I'm just preparing for when we get rid of the hackers. I do have a good feeling that this next update is going to be the one we're waiting on, so I am trying to be patient here, and hopefully you are too. I think that once we get rid of these guys, we're going to definitely enjoy the game. So. That's pretty much it for this video. Again, this was kind of a part of the hacker series, and not really like I normally do it. Just wanted to go over a few things for you. But other than that, that's it for this video. And if you like, subscribe, comments, whatever you got for me, this T Mizzle, and I'm out. Peace.